What's going on, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to optimize your Amazon PPC campaigns for Q4. Now, there are a lot of things you're going to want to do a little bit differently in Q4 compared to the other quarters because Q4 generally has the most traffic, but it's also usually going to require more of a fine-tuned strategy if you want to stay profitable. It's also going to be a little bit more competitive on the Amazon PPC side. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. That way, as I give more tips like this, you'll get notified. All right, so what I wanted to show you was some results with a client of ours. This is a little bit of a larger seller. I just wanted to show you some results though, beginning from September 1st all the way to today, which is November 4th. September 1st is the beginning of Q4, but I wanted to show you on this graph here, you can clearly see that the sales spikes are going up, and towards the mid of October, you can also see impressions are almost doubling from what they were on the beginning of September 1st. So you can see impressions have doubled, which means this is a great time for sellers to begin advertising and pushing a lot of their marketing budget for November and December to capitalize on some of these holiday sales. Now, one of the very first strategies I'm going to go over with you to capitalize on all of this traffic that you can see beginning mid-October is actually optimizing your budgets. So we're going to get into some other things like keyword optimizations and bids, but the first thing I wanted to show you was something super simple that can help turn your campaign performance around by doing just this simple tweak. So the way budget optimization works is if you have multiple campaigns targeting the same ASIN. This is generally what you want to do because if you don't have multiple campaigns for one ASIN, you're going to be leaving a lot of impressions on the table, especially with Q4 here already. So you want to maximize your product's exposure to capitalize on all of those sales. So real quickly, all budget optimization is at the campaign level is, let's say you have these 5 campaigns right here for one product, right? One's at 100, 120, 150, and $80. So what it basically is you're going to look at the campaign that has the highest ACoS, and you're going to reduce the budget on that campaign and allocate it, or I should say reallocate it towards your top performing campaigns, right? So if you have 5 campaigns targeting one product, and if we look at this first example right here, if this campaign right here is at $100, let's say it's at $200, I'm sorry, and the ACoS is 33%, and then you have campaign number 2, which is at $100 with a much lower ACoS at 21%, right? That's about 11% difference in ACoS. Then it makes sense for the higher ACoS to just get less ad spend, and that way you can put more ad spend on your top performing campaign, which is going to be, in this example, the 21%. So you can see this one already has a high, this one's already optimized. We've already done the optimizations, but I just wanted to give you that framework where high ACoS campaigns, less budget, low ACoS campaigns, more budget. And if you're working on a tighter budget, it really helps because you're just reallocating that ad spend. And this is something you're going to want to consider because one thing sellers do is sometimes they'll set initial budgets, but they'll just forget about what their initial bid strategy, campaign strategy was when you're looking at optimizing the budget per campaign. So look at your campaigns, see what campaigns are getting the most ad spend. If it's your top performing campaigns, perfect. You can leave it as is. And if you even want to increase your PPC budget, you can go ahead and add it towards those top performing campaigns. If you're doing an audit on your campaigns and you see that high ACoS campaigns have more budget, then you can just reallocate some of that money back to your top performing campaigns, right? So even if it's like $20 and it has a high ACoS, maybe you can just cut that down to $5 and just put as much money as you can towards your low ACoS campaigns. Now you don't have to pause them completely. Perhaps the higher ACoS campaigns are producing sales for you, which is helping with organic velocity, but still reducing the budgets and just reallocating the ad spend to go more towards your low ACoS top performing campaigns. If your goal is maximum profitability, then that's going to really help you in Q4. Now, the second strategy is super easy to implement. It's basically reducing the amount of keywords inside of your campaigns. So for example, if you have more than 200 keywords inside of a campaign, I would try to get that down to 50 to 100 keywords max, because Q4 is all about efficiency and all about maximizing not only your sales, but also your profitability, so you can continually grow your product line and your business, following the next year. So it's all about optimizing your campaigns in a very methodical and smart way. Now, when you're reducing the keywords, what you're going to want to look for, let's say if you have upwards of 500 keywords in your campaigns, what you're going to want to do is you're going to only want to advertise keywords that have the highest relevancy to your product. I'm sure you have a lot of general keywords out there, and maybe some of them might be doing good. Let's say gifts for men, gifts for women, gifts for kids, something to that nature. If your product is doing really well with those keywords already and they're general, keep those in there. This is all about ultra efficiency in maximizing your sales and your profitability, because a lot of the newer clients that we get who are beginner Amazon sellers, we've seen campaigns upwards of 1,000 keywords. So what you don't want to do is do your keyword research and then basically all of the results that come up, just put them inside of a campaign. You're not going to want to do that. You're going to want to basically be ultra efficient, and over time you can feed those keywords into your campaign, but you don't want to have all of those keywords in your campaign from your initial keyword research all at once right out the gate. Go ahead and add those to a list, and over time every month maybe add 5% of those keywords, and you can pause underperformers from the initial list of 50 to 100. The next month, if you see, okay, 40 of these keywords are not working out, pause them and then add another 40 keywords from the list that you've already done your keyword research in. So that way you always have that 50 to 100. But that's a good baseline to start with when you're going into Q4 and you're wanting to maximize your sales and lower your ACoS. And the third Amazon PPC tip that I can recommend to help boost your sales in Q4 is basically going to be adding more long tail keywords to your campaigns. So what a long tail keyword is basically a phrase that has at least 4 words. Now, a lot of times, some of these long tail keywords are not going to have the most search volume, but if you have keywords that are highly relevant and have decent search volume, I would recommend a minimum search volume threshold of 750 a month. If you have enough of those keywords inside of your campaigns, and again, that they're highly relevant, a lot of times these keywords are much less competitive because sellers generally are targeting those higher search volume keywords, which means the bids are going to be very, very expensive unless you're already doing well with some of those keywords. A lot of times it's going to actually benefit you to add these long tail keywords to your campaigns. They have less competition, and by sheer volume of these types of keywords, again, because of the relevancy to your product, the conversion rates are generally much, much greater than those higher search volume keywords. So if you target more long tail keywords, you're going to do extremely well in Q4 because these keywords are much less competitive and therefore a golden opportunity for you to take advantage of when you're optimizing your Amazon PPC campaigns. If you need help boosting your sales on Amazon, feel free to check out my agency ZonRush. And if you have any questions at all, please leave me a comment below. I'll reply to you as soon as I can. And of course, if you found this video resourceful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with others. That would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching.